G'day viewers, it's Wednesday, which means it's time for WAINGAFAT Wednesday.
Hello, it's Wednesday.
Where we say, who am I not giving a fuck about today?
I'm not saying that because I care about everything.
He's a special little snowflake and he loves each and every one of you.
I do though, it's really weird because I've got pictures of you and I watch you when you're sleeping.
And with that thought, I'm going to talk about who I'm not giving a fuck about. And that's one of the stars of 2.5 Men.
Oh.
In fact, the half part of it. The one who plays the kid, who I was slightly shocked to learn is now 19. Because I don't watch the show, and so the most repeated ones that I'll see snatches off on TV is when he's still a kid. Now he's apparently 19. And on top of that, he's become a born-again Christian.
He's been saved as. You can tell.
As.
Because there's a little aura around him that says, saved as, don't touch me, poof.
That type of thing. And I'm not sure who gave him the advice that he should do this, but it seems like someone's convinced him the show is ungodly. And honestly, I'm not going to argue. It's lots of things. And if you regard godly as a good thing, I'd be completely on your side. The show's ungodly.
Yeah, it's really because they suggest stuff.
And when we say suggest, we mean they directly say women are dumb whores who are only good for sex. But you know,
I don't say that.
No, not on the outside anyway.
And sometimes when I do, I get punched out by their mums.
So what this guy has actually gone and said in an interview put on video by the Christian group he's part of, he's directly said, if you watch 2.5 Men, you shouldn't. Don't watch 2.5 Men. I'm on it and I don't want to be on it because you can't be a godly person and be... Well, he's basically said, watch 2.5 Men, you'll go to hell.
You're going to go to hell if you watch 2.5 Men, he's saying.
What I suspect, right, is someone in this group said, okay, he's agreed you shouldn't be on the show.
Yeah.
And again, I don't particularly hold that against him.
No.
But someone said, okay, you're under contract and you can't breach the contract. But hey, your pal Charlie got sacked by saying outrageous things. He said he didn't like one of the producers and said the show was all about him.
He's got his ass fired.
And he probably got a payout as well. So hey, now you go out and say something outrageous. You'll get fired and you'll be free to be one with Jesus and not be part of 2.5 Men.
And you won't have to eat a dick.
That kind of fell apart when the thing he chose to say was to directly disparage the show and tell people not to watch it.
Which, if you've ever been in a media contract, they tell you very specifically not to do.
And if you look back, that's not a thing Charlie Sheen said. He said he didn't like one of the senior execs, called him a leech, I think, and talked about how the show was all about him and couldn't survive without him. Turns out not to be true. And, you know, and then was clearly just, you know, using lots of substances that most laws and common sense say you shouldn't use. Yeah. And he got sacked. And so this guy didn't get sacked because a day after coming out and saying, don't watch 2.5 Men, he's come out with a really long and very specific statement that really can't be reconciled. Where he says, I didn't want to sound like I don't appreciate the show. The bit where you said don't watch it
the show,
and you'll go to hell.
That's the bit.
That's the
bit there.
The bit, and when you said I didn't want to make it sound like anything negative to the people who work on the show or my fellow stars. The bit where you said you can't be godly.
Yeah,
that's the bit.
That bit there, you're going to hell if you watch the show. And if you ever say to a network, don't watch the network, they tend to hurt you.
And here's the thing where I'm imagining. I wasn't there. No. I couldn't see it.
No, I wasn't there either.
I do like to imagine the meeting where he was dragged in with some studio execs where they went, let's look at this part of the contract
that you signed 5 times.
Where you're not allowed to say the things you said, which gives us all these opportunities to sue you into oblivion. Right, so here's the choice. Either we sue you into oblivion,
which they probably might do
anyway,
because they can do that.
Yeah,
because networks aren't famed for their compassion.
No, or they say, or see what I have on the table, the biggest and most pungent shit sandwich any mortal has ever seen.
You're a kid of the internet. You know what nom 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 means.
Choke it down, bitch. That's what they're saying. Choke it down.
Don't use your hands because you'll be on the floor.
Yes. While you're choking it down on all fours on the floor, allow me to introduce, like, my little friend.
And I'm going to be wearing something at the same time.
It's going to have spikes on it. This is not going to be pleasant. And as much as I would have liked to have seen that meeting...
And the tears.
Yeah.
And the tears.
I also think there may well have been another interesting meeting where Yon Laddie went back, because I suspect he didn't come up with this himself. I suspect someone gave him advice that seemed good at the time.
Yeah, you should tell them they're all jerks and not watch it because they'll go to hell. Yeah, that'd be good. You should do it, not me.
Assuming someone gave him that advice, I want to see what happened in the meeting when he went back to them.
So did you get your $6 million?
And he's walking more bow-legged than John Wayne ever did in any cowboy movie. And said, let us not speak of this again.
I need some healing.
Because, honestly, when you have grown up in that much privilege, that sheltered, earning more than the GDP of some third world countries yourself, you're really the type I just don't give a fuck about.